In England, what they called the Glorious Revolution was the removal of Catholic King James for his Protestant daughter Mary and her husband, the Dutch Prince William of Orange. In Ireland, things were not so glorious, and this led to a war fought on Irish lands. A war fought between the supporters of James, known as the Jacobites, and the supporters of William, known as the Williamites. At first, King James's Catholic religion was tolerated. He was old, and his Protestant daughter Mary was next in line to the throne. The Protestant British just needed to let nature run its course. But the unexpected birth of James's son threw everything into question. Suddenly there was a male heir to the throne, and worse, he was a Catholic. This was too much for those of the Protestant faith to bear, and so a plan was formed to overthrow James. James's daughter Mary and her husband William of Orange were invited to rescue both the nation of Britain and its religion. William landed his Protestant army in England and easily seized control. But over in the largely Catholic Ireland, Jacobites rose in James's defence and quickly took most of this island. With hopes of reclaiming his throne, James rushed to Ireland and raised an army that was aided by French Catholic troops. William followed, and the two armies clashed in Meath at the Battle of the Boyne. The Williamites defeated the Jacobites in this decisive battle, and James fled to France, abandoning his Irish armies in the field. After the Boyne, the Jacobites left Dublin and retreated west to the fortress city of Limerick. William followed in hot pursuit and surrounded the city east of the Shannon. He planned to breach the mighty walls with powerful siege cannons, but these cannons were several days behind the main army with the siege train. When word reached Limerick of the huge siege train heading towards the city, it caused widespread panic. Many Jacobite officers wanted to surrender, but a die-hard group led by the dashing Patrick Sarsfield defiantly refused. Instead, Sarsfield wanted to ride out east with his best men to ambush the siege train deep behind enemy lines, though getting to the target unseen seemed impossible. So Sarsfield asked the notorious local highwayman, the Galloping Hogan, to guide the way. Under Cromwell, Hogan's rebellious clan had been chased off their lands into the mountain refuge of East Limerick. So it was without hesitation that the Galloper rose to Sarsfield's call and led the charge of this cunning route. With the Galloper in the lead, 500 Jacobite horsemen slipped out of the city at night. Avoiding the guards at O'Brien's Bridge and Killaloe, they crossed the mighty River Shannon at an ancient and forgotten cattle crossing at Ballyvalley. Over mountains, through woods, and along minor tracks they went, until the third night when the siege train camped at Ballyneety, Sarsfield finally located his target. The Jacobites rushed the camp and quickly defeated the off-guard Williamites. The bounty of the raid was immense. Heavy siege cannons, explosives, guns, ammunitions, food, and much more. But with the Williamites hot on their trail, the Jacobites blew the booty to smithereens. This was a huge setback for William. But a new cannon eventually arrived and blew down a section of the Limerick City wall. The Williamites rushed into the hole to take the city, but the Jacobites, whose ranks had been helped by civilians, repelled them. With winter approaching, William called off the siege. The people of Limerick had prevailed. The next year, after Jacobite defeat at the Battle of Aughrim, the battered and bruised Jacobites retreated to Limerick once more. The fighting was fierce, but the Jacobites were weakened and morale was low, and they were forced to surrender. Such was the bravery of the Catholic defence of Limerick, and for fear they would never give up, Irish Catholics were given reasonable terms in the Treaty of Limerick, signed on the treaty stone, Catholics were promised their religious freedom, and Jacobite soldiers were allowed to leave Ireland in an episode that would be known as the Flight of the Wild Geese. The Treaty of Limerick ended the Williamite War in Ireland, but without the wild geese, Ireland had no one to protect her. The ink was not dry on the treaty before the English broke it.